Okay, I guess I'll start like this. Hello and welcome back to Redshift Radio, the show where we take an idea and discuss the science, philosophy, and history behind it. Most of the time, it won't just be me. I'll be joined by some very wonderful guests. So stick around if you want to learn something new, have a bit of a laugh, or just want some background noise for your Saturday morning. Sorry about all those technical difficulties, guys, but we are technically live. The actual computer in the studio here is having a heart attack, but I went and put us live on the computer outside the studio. And apparently you guys can hear me, so that's good. Today is episode 6. Woo! Yeah! And it's going to be a fun one, as we're going to become detectives and solve some unsolved cold cases. We're going to get through a cold case of beer as we turn this detective story into a drinking game. As always, I have some very special guests joining me in the studio. And for the first time ever, there's no new guests. You've all been on here before, so I'll introduce you guys one by one. We have Mr. Alex Lal.
Hey.
Hello.
I don't know if my mic's on. Is it on?
Yeah, it is.
You
Yeah.
can hear me?
I can
Okay,
hear
cool.
you, so I
Bro.
think they can hear you. We've got Declan Humphreys.
Hi guys.
Hiya.
Just kidding, I actually don't sound like that.
Oh, and Andrew Walker.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, I was going to do a little catch-up segment, see how everyone's doing and stuff like that. But I might skip it because we're 10 minutes late because I don't care. Not really. How is everyone? How are you guys since your last episode on Redshift Radio?
Good. Time's flown. Yeah.
I've been really excited to come back on.
Of course, man. You've been waiting every day.
Yep.
Waiting for the call up.
Is it my turn this week?
And how about you, Declan? How you
I'm
been?
good.
Yeah.
Smashed out all my uni assignments. Been running, played football.
Nice.
Life is good. I'm just the healthiest man in the world right now.
I'm glad to
Yeah,
hear it. I'm
yeah.
glad to hear it. We had an anonymous viewer message in, why the hell is Declan there? So
Right then.
that means they can hear you. Okay. All right. I guess we'll get straight into it. You might have just heard a little can crack there. So I got today's episode idea from a recent Batch and Arthur podcast episode where they discussed a lot of these unsolved cold cases. So shout out to the Batch and Arthur podcast. I'm sure you guys are nice and comfy listening at home. As mentioned, we're going to try and solve some unsolved cold cases, but to make it a little bit more fun, we're going to turn it into a bit of a drinking game. I don't know if you guys... Oh, yes. I've taught you guys well, ad-libs.
Just make noises. Innit?
I don't know if you guys have seen... I saw a guy on TikTok ages ago. I've not seen him in ages, but he used to, try and solve a cold case while drinking a cold case of beer.
Oh, I saw a guy that would just get really, really high and do it.
Oh, yeah, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, he's like, oh, I don't know.
Andy's already high.
In spirit.
That's not true. Okay, well, to be totally honest, the original plan for today was to go on a pub crawl, and this was going to be the first stop of the pub crawl. But because of the weather, we aren't doing that anymore. But the show must go on because I already planned this episode. So here are the rules of today's game. The first rule, so you guys have got to remember this. I might post it on my Instagram as well for people to refer back to. But the first rule is to drink whenever an audience member asks us to. So if you're listening at home, you can message in whenever you want and tell us to drink. We got to take a swig. So I'm sure that won't be abused by the audience. Surely.
It's all right. No one's listening, bro. It's fine.
Okay, second rule. Wait, I think we got... Oh, no, we didn't get a drinking message. Huge. Second rule is to drink whenever I ask, what do you think? And you guys all go silent and don't say anything. So
We've got to answer.
Yeah, so if I'm
Okay.
like,
just
oh,
gotta
what do you
chat
guys
some
think? You got any
bullshit.
theories? And you all go,
This is
it's time to drink. Third one is to drink whenever you can't think of a theory. So if, we go through a case and you guys, I
Just
tell you
stumped.
guys to come up. Yeah, if I tell you guys to come up there and you're like, oh, I don't know on this one, that's a
Yeah.
drink. We did just get a drink message, so everyone's got to take a swig.
Oh, can you
From
pass
Lewis.
me a bottle opener?
Oh, shit, yeah, I can't. Oh, no. Jack Barrett's listening?
Jack Barrett's listening.
Yeah, well, they want to send me a message, maybe. Maybe they are, let's see. Okay,
Jack Barrett.
Hi, Jack.
tell Declan to drink. So everyone's got to do a drink from Lewis, and and Declan himself has just got to do a drink
Okay.
from Jack.
All right then. Well, that's good.
All right, huge. Rule number 4 is to drink whenever a victim disappears without a trace or dies inexplicitly.
Inexplicably.
There you go.
So just drink for every case,
Pretty
surely.
much, yeah. Drink when a leading theory from the public is ghosts or aliens, which is probably every case as well. Oh,
Yeah.
we just got a drink message in from Tilly. Everyone drink.
Thanks, Tilly.
Guys, we don't have that much to drink, I'll be honest. So
No, we
slow
do,
it down.
We do. And then the last rule is there's a double drink whenever we forget a rule and then the audience members call us out on it. Okay. So I'm going to post a story of the rules just so everyone can refer back to them and the audience members can know what's going on.
Can we have a rule where if Romesa asks us to drink, we don't drink?
I doubt Ramesh is listening. But
She might be working. So.
she might be working. Actually, I think she actually isn't working today. Maybe she's listening. Okay. But before we get into it, I was wondering, are you guys into like true crime at all? Or
Yeah, I've watched a lot of BuzzFeed Unsolved, which is like...
There you go.
Yeah, true crime.
You guys listen to true crime podcasts or
Honestly,
YouTube
not really,
videos?
but
Or?
I'm intrigued. I'm interested to
Yeah.
find out more.
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
Dabbled in a bit of true crime.
When I heard the psychology that you start to become like what you surround yourself with.
All right, we'll cancel.
I had to
stop.
stop.
I'm actually not like a big true crime guy, but I know it's very popular for people to watch like a lot of true crime podcasts and videos and all that stuff. Apparently, it used to be really popular for people to explain true crime cases and then do a mukbang at the same time, which is a bit weird.
Freaking awesome, bro.
But I think they got cancelled for like because it's like, oh, this guy horribly died. Okay, we'll get into case one.
So good.
Oh, that'll be so nice too. We got a question in from Tilly. Declan, do you prefer Shane or Ryan?
I prefer Shane because he's like the way funnier one in it, really. Also, I didn't really watch too much of the true crime stuff because they just didn't know, but I really like watching the ghost stuff.
Oh.
The Sally House, scary.
All right, everyone listen at home. Go
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
watch that and then come back.
Oh, it actually scared the freak out of me, man. Yeah. Pause this right now.
watch
We'll
the
wait.
whole
We'll wait.
episode.
We'll
It's
wait,
like
we'll
a
wait.
50-minute episode.
Yeah, everyone wait. We'll just wait. Okay, case one, the Dyatlov Pass. Have you guys heard of the Dyatlov Pass?
Yeah, I have.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's
There you
been
go.
proven that it was snow.
No.
Ruined.
Well, that's
This case as the actual official cause of death for this case is unknown compelling force. So not proven that it's anything.
That sounds so ominous.
Okay, in 1959, 9 fit and seasoned hikers set off into the wilderness.
It's like me, bro.
Yes, oh lang, bro. They were having a great time on their hike, and sometime after midnight, something weird happens. The 9 hikers were so terrified of something that they slashed out of their tent from the inside and fled barefoot into a blizzard at minus 30 degrees centigrade. That's pretty cold. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but probably cold. Rescuers arrived weeks later, and they found the tent abandoned, half buried in snow and cut open. Inside the tent, they found their boots, coats, and food, all untouched, as if they meant to return but never could. The bodies lay near the tree. The first bodies lay near the tree line, frozen solid and in positions of desperation, hands scraped, branches broken. They had clearly tried to climb the pine tree to look for something, to escape something. Who knows why? That is definitely a drink for inexplicable death.
Okay, here we go.
I really
chin.
don't feel like it's that inexplicable, but
It feels pretty inexplicable to me.
I'm drunk already.
All right, fine. I'll give you a real drink for inexplicable death. Deeper in the forest, the final 4 hikers are discovered in a ravine. This is where the story gets a little spooky. One jump scare. One has a crushed chest, genuinely like caved in.
Genuinely caved in.
Like horrible stuff. One skull is fractured with surgical precision. And a woman is found missing her tongue and part of her face, as though taken by something. I would say that is kind of inexplicable. So that's a drink.
right. So you want us to drink for all 9?
One for the first 5 and one for the second 4.
Cool.
We'll run with that.
Yeah.
And their clothing showed traces of radioactivity,
Wow.
which is definitely not explained by snow.
Yeah. Well, that's the only bit. Maybe.
Okay, well, like I said, the official cause for death is unknown compelling force, whatever that means. And I was going to play a song right now and give everyone some time to think about it and stuff like that, but the song thing isn't working, so I thought we could just sing for everyone instead.
Acapella.
Yeah, we got a Christmas song in mind. Pompeii, we could do that. Okay, now that everyone's had some time to do it. Oh, this episode's gonna go so much faster as well. with that song.
That's all right. That's why we started late.
True, we did
Genius.
it on purpose.
Yeah.
All right. So, with all that being said, does anyone have any ideas of what it could be?
I think it was a Yeti.
No silence. That's actually one of the theories that we're talking about.
No.
Yeti.
Yeah, that's actually the leading theory. So,
Is that
So I think if we're being real,
let's be real.
what is the evidence that it wasn't just like an avalanche? You know?
I think.
Is it because there wasn't loads of snow where they were?
Well, let's
makes sense.
Let's
They
spitball the
slashed out
avalanche
the tent.
theory.
Yeah.
Let's see if it explains everything.
Oh, mate, I've just woken up and I can hear. Oh, fuck, what's that? Is it an avalanche? Is my tent getting moved right now with loads of snow? I can hear cut my way out and I start running.
There's no way you
I'm
got
like-
time to figure out from when your tent's moving.
Why would you
Slowish
Why would you not
avalanche.
zip? Yeah.
Slowish avalanche. No, because you're like, I literally woken up. I've got my fuck, get me out of here. Then you start running. Or you, 5 of them have already started running, but you're like in the later group, so maybe you didn't cut your way out, and you whatever. Anyway, and then you start like, oh shit, I see my boys up ahead. I'm scared. This is bad. I'll climb a tree.
Yeah.
Easy option.
Yeah, yeah,
And then you get
that
caught,
makes a
that's
lot of
fine.
sense.
And then the other ones further down, they get down to the ravine, but the avalanche catches them, and then it flings one of them against a rock, crushes their chest. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tongue, easy. What happens if you're breathing heavy and you're running really fast, and then your chin gets hit? That's why you keep your jaw closed in boxing, because you can bite your tongue out easy. So if they hit their head on something really hard and it removes a bit of their
You think
face,
they just lost their tongue?
yeah, and
somewhere
skull
on the
fracture
way?
with surgical precision, I don't get what that means, because I swear fractured is just like smashed in it.
Yeah, what do you mean by surgical precision?
Yeah, we've got a medic over here, so.
We could Google it, but I don't know.
What, like a straight line?
This is what Bachelor Arthur said.
Oh, okay.
I think it was just like an abnormal fracture, basically. I would say probably just an abnormal fracture. Like it was.
I don't think
it
they
looked
do
like,
those in surgery.
No, they do.
They do freaky
Nothing's that
fractures.
precise in surgery.
Do they? You can't be telling us that as a doctor. Yeah, we just go willy nilly.
That'll do. One of them organs, that, I reckon.
All right, that's a good theory, to be fair.
Yes.
And it's one of the leading theories.
Yes.
For sure. Do you guys have any other ideas what it could be?
Yeah, a bear.
A bear? That's a shout.
good
Ripped
shout.
the tent open.
Oh, like
Everyone
a
else-
radioactive cocaine bear or something. 'Cause that's where
Oh, like the
radioactivity
film.
comes from.
Have you seen the film
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear?
Cocaine Bear.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
haven't
so
seen
sick.
it, but
And then the rest around, someone got their jaw mauled. Someone
Yeah.
got flung over by the bear.
yeah. It's a good theory.
With that
It's a
one, would
good
it
theory.
not have like nibbled on them a bit though
The
afterwards?
bear might have done, but he might have been scared off
by an
the
avalanche.
by the avalanche.
Yes.
Yes. So radioactive bear was scared off by the avalanche, and then the
Yes.
Yeti comes. When does the
Yes.
Yeti come?
Just hanging out.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I just wanted to double check. Were
Yes.
all of the bodies found,
Yes, all 9 were.
but not in the same place?
No, I think the first 4 or the first 5 were in the tree line, like pretty close to where the tent was, and then the remaining ones were in the ravine.
Mm.
So a lot of those injuries you also could say maybe came from jumping into a ravine,
Yeah.
potentially.
How? Yeah.
Why would they jump into a ravine?
I don't know.
Must have been a Yeti though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It was probably the Yeti. So I think
Probably a Yeti.
Yeah.
Sus of the Yeti.
Yeah.
And was the reason that the rescue took weeks, was that because of the avalanche?
probably because it was really
I
far
don't know.
out.
Well, I
So
don't know
wondering
if
why
they.
it took so long.
There's no
The
like.
rescue
There
team?
was 100% an avalanche.
No, that's what I'm
So-
saying. Like, there's no like.
Someone
No one's saying that
speculated.
there was an avalanche.
No, I know.
The tent was like a little bit under snow, and like.
It could have just snowed though in
Yeah.
the time that they'd found.
I mean, it's been weeks, so I think it would have been a little bit. of snow.
Yeah, that's the only
Um,
evidence for not avalanche.
No,
is
it's
the lack
not.
of
What about the
snow.
radioactivity and the Yeti that was there clearly?
avalanches don't really happen in tree lines as well.
To be fair, they were well fit. So they probably ate a lot of bananas.
Yes.
It's radioactive, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
it, I think.
yeah.
Maybe. All right, let's go through some of the theories. You guys passed the test of being silent, which is good.
Yeah.
So no drink there. All right. This might be my favorite theory. And it's that it was a Soviet military cover-up, and that the group may have been caught in a secret military weapons test. I think should we Google where the Dyatlov Pass is? I think it might be in Russia.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I think. Sorry. I actually
Dyatlov
don't know
Pass
that.
where? Russia. Yeah.
What kind of weapons were they
So
testing?
sus.
That,
Well, so some people say that maybe like a radioactive bomb went off in the distance or something. Maybe it caused an avalanche. And
so it was an avalanche.
there could have been some shrapnel, some radioactivity.
How far is it from Chernobyl? Would
should
there
we go on
be
Google
like
Maps?
radioactivity anyway, just from proximity?
I'll see on maps.
Radioactive.
Google
I
Maps.
suppose Chernobyl's like Ukraine.
Dyatlov
Maybe it's
They're neighbours. They're neighbours.
yeah, I know, but like
Because
directions
because
to
the
Chernobyl.
Scandinavia, felt the effects of the radioactivity. So surely Russia could.
Yeah, you're in with a
And it was
shout there.
just incidental.
It says, sorry, we could not calculate directions from
Is it too
Dyatlov Pass.
controversial? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe.
Well,
If
how
they're
far
not
is
that
it?
close.
What's the equivalent distance?
They're pretty far.
Damn. Okay, forget it.
It's about from
Yeah.
here
It
to
was-
like what Greece?
days
Russia's
of travel?
massive, so
Yeah.
it's probably bigger than that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So people think there might have been a bomb because it could have caused some shrapnel, some radioactivity. It might set off an avalanche. They all got extremely injured, and then the government cover it up because they're testing secret weapons.
Government go, must have been a Yeti, guys.
Gotta be a Yeti.
Guys.
Another theory is there's something called infrasound, which is a frequency of noise said to be so low that it induces terror in people. So maybe they heard that noise, they started panicking, running, ran as far
But
as
then
they
what
could.
would have made
No
that noise?
food.
And why did they bite their tongue out
It's
and
the
smash their head on a
government
rock?
Well, do you have any theories?
Avalanche.
They could have
Okay.
all just done some psychedelics in the woods and
Potentially.
Yeah,
That's
they
also a
went
shout. Like,
wild on shrooms.
yeah. Number 4, a Yeti attack.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit too high up, but okay.
Researchers actually did find giant footprints in the snow around where their tent was.
Come on
Could
now.
it have been a Yeti
It's
attack?
just one of them ones that like that information comes out 20 years later because someone thought it'd be cool. You know.
Dyatlov Pass footprints. I did see a picture of them. And, they're there. They look bigger than human footprints, probably.
I'm not even sure what I'm seeing right now.
No,
that could be a meteor. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know what that
To,
is.
to the listeners
Oh,
in,
that'd be
Alan's
bro.
showing us
Sure.
very grainy pictures of like.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there. I didn't take the
Blobs on
pictures, bro.
Yeah.
God, Alan, come on.
See,
Sorry, guys.
it's just so
You
plausibly
know
an
what? How
avalanche.
about you guys
Drink
run
to
the show?
Alan
How
for
about you
that.
guys run the show and
That's
stuff?
a drink to
Right
Alan.
Yeah, drink to Alan for
What? Oh, okay,
Inexplicable
fine, fine.
footprints.
this shit theory. Yeah.
An avalanche.
Yes.
This is the explanation that a lot of scientists and officials go with. Could have been an avalanche. Lots of people say it doesn't explain the catastrophic injuries or the radiation.
It does explain the catastrophic injuries quite well.
Maybe. I've never been in an avalanche.
It's
But
like
also- no,
Well, the
so-
body's frozen.
well, the thing is,
yeah, they were like snowy,
yeah,
frozen.
yeah, they were. But
So they
the
must
thing
have been
that's
surrounded by something really
inexplicable
cold.
is that,
Yeah.
like, in an avalanche, usually you get buried and suffocate,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
pretty, like, snow is pretty soft. You're not usually getting your chest caved in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that they've
It's
got
really
all these,
heavy.
like, it is heavy, obviously. But I think if you were in an avalanche, it wouldn't just be your chest getting caved in, and you wouldn't just be left in a ravine with no snow, you know?
And you'd be buried.
But if you
like,
fell into
quite
the
high up.
ravine,
Yeah, and, like,
the
none of the
ones
bodies
falling
were
in the
buried.
ravine kind of explains it. You know.
Yeah, but I think if there was an avalanche, there'd be enough snow where, like, it doesn't even really feel like you're falling in a ravine.
Are we sure that there was only 9 people that went on this trip?
That's what they say.
And
That's what
I
they
mean,
all
who are we
do.
going to
Another-
ask? Innit?
Another sus.
The sus individual.
got away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Who was like really big
That
and
could be a theory.
furry and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, like a.
Like he,
And the last theory is aliens. So that's
Yes!
a drink for everyone.
Yeah.
Supposedly, a mysterious light struck the sky that night. Could it have been aliens?
Well,
Who
that would
knows?
explain the Russian weapon testing theory as well.
Mm.
It
So-
would.
Exactly.
Nuclear bomb.
And
Well,
I
yeah,
also
'cause-
think, I'm a believer in the fact that I think if aliens came down to Earth, they would be mad smarter than us and also, like, know way more than we do. And
Yeah.
it would be like, why would their first appearance or, like, first known appearance on Earth to be like, let's fuck up these hikers?
Yeah, just 9 of them and kill them separately, kind of
Yeah.
awkwardly. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not.
Maybe they were the stupid aliens.
Maybe.
I think we would be
but-
smarter than all aliens, to be honest.
But the aliens had a good enough technology that they made it to our planet unscathed. We haven't managed to, like,
What
go
if
to
they
an
just,
alien planet, and they
like,
detected us as
hopped
well.
on an asteroid.
You can't
Yeah.
just do that. I don't think.
I reckon they can do
Maybe
that.
they could.
They're aliens, bro. You don't
I
understand
think,
them.
but I think if you were smart enough to be able to hop on an asteroid as well, I think you'd probably be all right.
Mate, we should do Are You Smarter Than an Alien?
Yes,
Be a
and we'll
good
get an
show
alien
idea.
on.
Yeah.
Who is our alien friend?
Timber's mate Lewis seems kind of
Calling him out.
True, to be fair, he was just making random noises the whole one. All right, likelihood is I think that it was probably a combination of things.
Yes.
A combination of a
Yeti,
radioactive
avalanche,
bear and a
bear.
yeti or something.
Yeah.
The woman's face and tongue might have been eaten by an animal later.
Maybe it was someone else on the trip ate her face and tongue and
Potentially.
then jumped into a ravine and died.
Potentially.
How do we know it's only 9 people that went on the trip?
I don't know, bro. That's
been
what they
over
say.
nine
That's what
bodies,
the
but
reports
we don't
say.
Bro, they probably had mates who were like, "Oh, my friends are going on a 9-person trip."
Yes.
Something like that. All right, we'll move on to the next case. What was our final verdict there? Yeti, I think.
Yes.
Okay,
I
cool.
was going to say aliens, you know.
all right,
Alien
all right.
Yeti.
Yes,
Yeah. You guys have
Yeti
convinced
from
me.
Space Yeti.
Yeah.
Okay. Case 2, the Yuba County Five. Have you guys heard of these blokes? No? Okay, this is a fun one.
I
think we'll have a lot to talk about here, I hope. On the night of February 24th, 1978, 5 men from Yuba City, California, disappeared while driving home from a basketball game. Ted Weir, Jack Madruga, Bill Sterling, and Jackie Hewitt and Gary Mathias. They all had mild intellectual disabilities or mental health conditions, and they were extremely close friends. And they all drove out in Jack Madruga's car on the way from the basketball game and never returned home. That disappearance?
But where was that car found, bro?
Okay, months later, searchers found their car abandoned in the Plumas National Forest, far off their route, and over subsequent weeks discovered 4 of the men deceased in the woods. That's a death drink for sure. That's
That
a
is
drink.
sus.
The 5th, Gary Mathias, has never been found. And that's another drink for a mysterious disappearance. All right. Why they ended up there and what happened is still unexplained, but we do have some clues. First clue, that the car was in perfect condition.
Nice.
It wasn't stuck, it had fuel, and it could be pushed by 5 grown men, and it showed no signs of panicked driving. Yet it was left on a remote mountain road they had no reason to be on. So it was literally like completely workable. Like you could get in the car, turn it on, and that's it. But it had been hot wired, which is interesting. There were no keys, but it had been hot wired.
So it had been almost stolen.
Maybe they'd come
or
back to the car at some point.
Or maybe someone had found it.
So clue number 2, the direction makes no sense. Their route home from a college basketball game was south, and they were found 70 miles northeast up a mountain road. So very far away from where they were supposed to be going. Clue number 3, a Forest Service trailer 19 miles from the car contained matches, food, heating, bedding, and books, materials that could keep someone alive for weeks. And inside, the searchers found Ted Weir, who survived for weeks before eventually succumbing to the cold. But he didn't use any of the resources in the cabin. He didn't use the heat. He didn't eat any of the food. And clothing and supplies were all left unused. He was just dead in there. Which is so weird. And then the 4th clue is the missing 5th man, Gary Mathias. Gary Mathias' shoes were found in the cabin, the same cabin that Ted Weir was found in. And he had previously lived with schizophrenia, but he'd been stable for years. He had a drug problem that meant that he got released from the army and stuff like that. And he's still missing today. This is the point where I play another song. And we can all have a little think about it. So what song should we sing now, guys?
All Star by... Okay.
Super. I got this girl and she want me to do it. Okay, now that you guys have all thought.
I've had a think.
What do you think? There's a lot of things that could have gone on here.
Yeah, well, they clearly... it sounds like they must have made the decision to go to this mountain trail, maybe.
Were they all
But
found in different places? Sorry.
I think they were all from the same place.
Well,
So
found
there were
in-
tracks.
yeah.
There were tracks that showed that 5 men. So there's 5 men on this trip had walked from the car towards the cabin for a long time, all together, and then at some point they all split off and died.
So they must have known it was there. They must have been...
Or they were just vaguely
way
walking in a
just kinda
direction
getting
trying to
lucky.
find like civilization or something.
Maybe
Then
they
their
just
car
got
was
really,
fine, so why did they not just drive?
Maybe
Have you
they
ever
just
seen
got
the film
really,
Into the
really
Wild?
lost, guys.
But you
They
said
could
it was
have been.
hot wired, so
It was at some point, but potentially maybe they went to the cabin, came back, hotwired the car, and moved it.
Or maybe some random other person hotwired it, tried to hotwire it, knowing
Potentially.
it was empty.
It's a weird though. But
Yeah.
then why do we think they abandoned the car when it was in working condition?
Maybe they
Yeah.
always meant to do that and just disappear.
Was there fuel in the car?
Yes, there was.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, they could have just driven anywhere.
I don't know. A half a tank.
That's so weird. Yeah, they could have.
Yeah.
I mean,
They didn't have to get out the car.
yeah,
Mhm.
maybe they just decided, let's go camping, boys. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
That is, to be fair,
People
that
do
is
that
one
all
of
the time in the
theories.
US.
Yeah,
They just
yeah.
but
abandon
without any
life.
camping gear. Or
Well, because maybe one of them knows about the place, and they go,
Yeah.
right, boys,
Maybe
let's
that's where
go.
they were
Well,
going.
Let's go camping, boys. Let's go camping. I know this sick cabin somewhere.
Mm.
It's like quick drive, takes 2 hours,
I see that.
and then we can like walk to the thing. And they go do it, and they go, fuck me, it's cold, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck me, it's a bit
It's on the way
cold.
back from their basketball game.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
not that far. 19 miles was it?
Yeah, well,
You
the
could probably
walk,
walk that in a day.
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
the walk
yeah,
from
but
the car to the cabin was
Their
19
basketball
miles.
game would have been
Was 70
what?
miles away.
Exactly.
Well,
So it'd be 2 hours after
yeah.
a basketball game ends, which they had to go to as well.
Yeah.
So theoretically, it would have been like a full day trip. Probably be about 6
But
o'clock.
how can they just die in one night? Like
It
on the
wasn't.
way?
They were found weeks later.
On the way though. They were found weeks later, but
So maybe some of them died on the way.
It says in my evidence here, it says that they found Ted Weir, who had survived for weeks before succumbing.
So the others might have died on the way.
So it was
Maybe.
wintertime. It was cold, right?
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Maybe what happened to the others?
I don't know. I don't know.
Any injuries?
Did you want to like research
They were
it,
found-
or is it
I
just...
did research it. They found the 4 bodies. Some of them were on the trail, between the car and the thing. Some of them were in the vicinity. One of them was in the cabin, and then they didn't find one. Who's
unscathed, no injuries?
Yeah. I mean, like most of the bodies had died to cold, basically.
Yeah.
Huh. So no physical.
Why wouldn't they just turn back to the
signs?
car?
Yeah.
Do you know if the footsteps...
And also, why is Ted Weir in the cabin and just didn't put on the heat? Or
Yeah, that's a bit
didn't
They
do
have
Yeah.
learning
that?
difficulties, though, don't they?
Huh?
They had learning difficulties.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but do we know how severe that was? Like, was that enough
Them-
to...
Quoted as mild in the
Yeah,
in
so
the-
that you would have been fine,
evidence
really.
files.
Because also if, like, they're including, like, the schizophrenia in that or something, like,
Yeah.
yeah, you would have been fine too. But maybe it was, like, trying to preserve it, or, like, maybe they just wanted to die, or... There's a lot of options, really. It doesn't sound like there was much, like... Would there have been interference, do we think? Like,
potentially. I
someone
mean,
would have...
so
Because it could have
play.
been aliens, innit?
it could, yeah, it
Back
could
to
have been.
the
That is one of the.
All it
But I think
Not
if
an
there was
Yeah,
any
it's a Yeti, bro. Avalanche.
if there was any interference, I think it would have come from when they were driving to the
Yeah.
mount. So
Well-
maybe they were being followed and they kept taking random turns.
Yeah.
And like they were like, okay, someone's definitely following us. Let's take this random turn. Let's take this random turn. And eventually they just get
Let's go into the woods, boys.
really
Let's
lost.
go.
You said
Yeah.
one of them had a drug
Mountains.
problem.
So yeah, Gary Matthias had previously suffered from schizophrenia and also had previously had a drug problem.
Addictions.
Oh, we got a drink message in. Everyone drink.
Maybe they got into a row with a drug dealer
Potentially.
collectively.
Oh, we got another drink message.
Right, well, is there not going to be a bit of like a grace period or something? Okay.
That's the point, bro.
Deciders grim.
Nah, it's lovely. It costs us £2.40 for 4 of them.
Really?
goes down a treat.
Goes on a treat when your bank account's doing alright.
It's like
60p
weak
per.
squash.
4.4%. You're doing all right.
Yeah, that's not terrible. So yeah, I mean, if there was any foul play involved, a lot of people say that they might have actually been being followed,
Yeah.
or that maybe the schizophrenic guy thought they were being followed,
And just drove them, and they were like,
or like this is one of the theories that I think is all right. Oh, gee, we got another drink message.
Oh yeah.
God. Who are these from? Are they anonymous?
Mm-mm.
Is it from the same person?
Two in the past 3, 2 of them were from Tilly and one of them was from Billy.
right then. The Illies get
the
involved.
Illies.
Go on, Millie.
Where's
Get in
Millie?
there. Yeah.
So yeah, one of the theories that I think is plausible is that Gary Matthias might have been having a schizophrenic episode. Maybe he thought people were following him, or maybe he was scared of something, leading them to believe that they were being followed or chased. But due to the others having minor intellectual disabilities, maybe they're a lot more susceptible to being convinced.
Yeah.
And maybe Gary, their close friend, is like, guys, we're being followed, and they're all like, oh shit,
Yes,
are we?
G.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
get
let's
us
go,
out of
let's
here.
go. Which could have been why they and then maybe they abandon the car because they get to like this dead end up in the mountains and they're like, holy shit, we gotta go, we gotta run, and then they leave the car, run to this cabin, and they're like, maybe the schizophrenia is still going on. They're like, oh, they're still following us. They walk 19 miles,
Yeah.
get to this cabin.
And then they go, I'm not very hungry right now.
Yes. That one's more difficult. But it's also because Gary Matthias was never found.
How impaired are
It's presumed that like he might maybe abandon them at some point.
But surely
Maybe
the others
he
would
ate
see
all
no
of the
one's following.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I mean, to be fair, they didn't die from starvation. But
Was the
a lot of
food in
was
like
left there.
in like a closed like box and you
Was,
in, like,
was there
cabinets
evidence
and
that
stuff.
some
It's a
food had
cabin.
been eaten, or was it just all untouched?
It's hard to say because like there was food there and
Okay.
they had died in there. But also like I think the crazier part is the heating because like they died of being too cold. But
Maybe
they
it
had
was
heating.
confusing heating.
Yeah.
maybe they were in
Arms in
some
places that-
hypothermia and
Yeah, but there was stuff to burn as
went
well. There was
scatty.
loads of books you could have burnt. You could have made a fire.
Dangerous, that.
But imagine if you're that cold, you can't really move or do anything. Maybe they
Yeah.
just gave up.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
if you're doing that for like a week, surely you're warm enough at some point.
Yeah, to be like, oh, let's burn these books and get a fire
Yeah.
going.
But are we sure they died weeks later? Because if the body's cold and
At
frozen,
least
it
one of
would've
them
been
did.
preserved.
At least one
Yeah,
of
the
them did
fellow in
die
the cabin
weeks
was fine.
later.
So maybe they were like trying to go back and forth to the car a bit and stuff, which would
Yeah.
explain why they were found cold, dead
Yeah,
along
and it would
the
explain
way.
why they hotwired the car at some point. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe the driver, Jack Madruga, maybe he died or abandoned them at some point, and they were like, the car's still there, let's hotwire it and go somewhere and maybe they fail to hotwire it, or I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's confusing, this one, isn't it?
So there's a lot to think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they also just went into the mountains and did loads of psychedelics like the last lot. And then,
Yeah.
Well, they're young, 21, right? If they're in
They were
college.
youngish. I mean, 20s, I think.
okay. Yeah, but old enough to have had a drug problem and get kicked out of the army.
Yes.
So
It's America.
true, you could be like
America.
16 for that.
Fentanyl.
That's my American sound. Does everyone like it?
Yes, it was really good. That. Yeah, can you do
That's
that
nice.
for the next intermission? For
Every
like
time you do
Yes.
it, it's true.
Yeah. I will.
The next song. What was the verdict then? What do you think, Alan?
It's tough to say. I mean, this is a case genuinely that they have like not pinned a theory on it. Basically,
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's take a look at some of the leading theories and see if we sort of agree with any of them.
Yes.
So that first one was schizophrenia. Some say Gary Mathias might have been having a schizophrenic episode, leading him to believe that they were being followed or chased. Due to the others having minor intellectual disabilities, they might have been more susceptible to believing what Gary
Oh,
was
bro,
saying.
that's like what you said.
Yes, that's
Word for
exactly
word.
what I said.
Always like you have it on your screen.
Oh, I'm not getting you guys on again. Okay, second theory is that maybe it was just five guys and they wanted to escape society. You know when they,
Well, there's
you know,
like
when
that-
like your boys say
Cabin in
like,
the woods.
Yeah.
boys, let's go and live out in
Let's
the
just
woods.
go do cowboy shit.
Yeah, let's live off the land.
There is
like that movie Into the Wild where he was found dead.
Yeah,
There you go.
he was also in like a little bus thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Little cabin, and
Exactly.
also just died of cold.
So maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
they decided they wanted to escape society, live off
Yeah.
the land, go into the wilderness, and they
Sounds
kind of
nice.
fucked up a little bit. I mean,
Yes.
maybe it was a spontaneous thing on the way back from the basketball
Yeah,
game.
well,
They
that's
were
what
like,
I'm saying. Like you and your boys, 5 man deep in a German.
Such a boy thing to say.
5 man deep in this German.
The Sonic song, bro.
Yeah, it's SD kid, bro. And they thought, let's get 5 man deep in the woods.
Yeah.
And they went too deep into the woods.
Yeah, and they didn't pack sufficiently and
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah.
fucked up.
Maybe they were all lovers and they were trying
Maybe.
to.
That's what
Maybe.
I'm thinking.
pressure of their
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
That would
Did
be really
they like
cute.
check that?
Well, not really because they died. But
Yeah, but it was cute that they
No,
all
it'd
went
be
into
cute.
it.
That'd
Yeah.
be cute.
All
It'd
the
be
best
like a
romance
romantic.
I
ends
think-
in death.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if they did the whole like live in the forest sort of thing, it might have been a little bit wholesome for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe they had like a week of it, and then they went, "Oh, boys, it's really cold, and I'm just not that hungry right now."
Oh, I wish there was some heat in it. Sorry, we can't say that. They're all
Died.
dead.
Gotta respect the dead.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Respect.
If you, I can't say that either. I was going to say if you're listening at home, I'm sorry.
We're not
Don't
sorry.
need to say that, mate.
But Gary could be. He's just been missing.
Yes.
He could be listening.
His name
I don't know.
Gary.
He'd probably be
Gary
about
Mathias.
90.
Maybe he's your mate Gary.
My mate Gary. Shout out Gary if you're listening. He won't be.
Shout out
You know,
Gary.
he's always the first one to like view my stories and stuff like that. He never likes them or never interacts with the show.
'Cause he's there
hate
to
him?
observe, bro.
Yeah. Another theory is maybe they were actually being followed, and they kept taking random turns to throw off the followers, or maybe they got coerced or intimidated into going off trail.
I think
or,
coercion or intimidation could be
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and like not to pin it all on this again, but like they did have some intellectual disabilities. Maybe they got like intimidated by people, and they were like, "Holy shit!" Like that's actually like maybe they weren't even like intimidating them that badly, and they were like, "Okay, we
maybe
actually
someone
need to escape."
rolled like a nat 13 on an intimidation check, and they just
One
had a
schizophrenic and the rest with intellectual disabilities. Who let them go on their own?
One of them had the
They were
schizophrenic
minor.
It
guy.
must have just been like dyslexia or something.
They're just friends,
I was
man.
gonna say, yeah. What if it's
Yeah.
literally they're just dyslexic? One of them's dyspraxic, and it's like, all right, yeah,
That's
just-
not an intellectual
One of them's got
disability,
slow.
guys.
One's one's got slow processing.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You know,
It's
something like that you'd get diagnosed with in school that you're still normal.
yeah. One
Maybe.
of them's got like
I don't know.
ADHD, and they're like, oh yeah, like these people, they could just be really normal.
yeah,
And,
absolutely.
like, yeah.
They could be.
Not that people with intellectual disabilities are abnormal.
No, wait, no, yeah, no.
I'm joking.
You guys are digging a
Technically,
hole.
in terms of their intellectual ability.
They do not
surely
lie in the
that
normal
is-
distribution, to be fair.
Exactly. There you go.
Although, speaking as someone who doesn't have, to my knowledge, any sort of disabilities or mental disabilities,
You don't.
if you, for example, Alex, had come to me and convinced me of something, I'd probably believe you.
I know.
Look, if you were really convinced, I'd follow you into the forest. I'd follow you to a cabin.
Yeah.
But you know I'm not schizophrenic.
You wouldn't eat any food.
I
You'd
don't
stay
know
a
that.
bit
The others
cold.
must have known their friend
I
is
Just
don't know
take your
that.
shoes off and kick about
They
in the
must have known
woods.
the guy's schizophrenic and prone to psychosis and delusions.
Not
But
necessarily.
he hadn't had them in a long time. so-
Yeah, he was probably he probably hadn't
Yeah.
told them about it unless he'd known them for
Yeah.
like years. You know, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, boys, like just on the off chance it comes back after
Yeah.
4 years. I'm schizophrenic, you'd probably be like,
Schizophrenics don't usually have visual hallucinations, though, so they wouldn't have seen anyone following him.
Yeah,
It
but
would
he
have
might have just been in his
more
head
auditory.
being
Yeah.
like, you know, something's following us or something. I don't know.
yeah.
Who knows? That's why we're all theorizing here.
Yeah, that's why no one, literally
just
no
a
one
theory.
knows.
Do you guys think we're going to help out the case by doing
Not at all. Not at all.
I saw
I think
actually.
the lovers theory
Yeti.
was quite helpful. I don't know if anyone's thought of that yet.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they all just loved each other.
There's a show on Netflix that is like sort of like this, where they try and like they look at old unsolved cold cases and they try and like, you know, they go through all the theories and go through all the evidence and stuff like that. And it was roughly like 300 episodes of it.
Yeah.
And there was a stat that was like 260 of the cases were helped by that Netflix show because, you know, like witnesses, you know, see the show and they were like, oh, this is
Hold on a minute,
crazy.
yeah.
I was there and
Mate,
I
I
saw
literally
this.
watched the whole thing happen.
Yeah.
This is all wrong.
And so that's crazy. Like people like bringing up all these old cold cases actually makes
So,
it like.
if any of the listeners out there have seen one of
If you
these
were there
five
at
guys,
Dyatlov Pass, which I'm sure at least
we've
one of
already,
you were.
We've already established Gary's listening.
Exactly,
So if you could
yeah.
come forward,
Gary,
and
come
just
forward, mate.
let us know. Look,
I mean, what out of the amount of viewers that we usually get, likely it is one of them was probably there.
yes, yeah, probably. Yeah.
It just
With
makes
sus of
sense
you.
statistically. All right, and then the final theory was that
Oh
it was
no,
an.
I've still got half a beer left.
Don't worry, it's that
Okay.
it was an alien abduction.
Oh,
So,
yes!
everyone drink.
Yeah.
Which is a silly theory.
If it was
well,
an alien abduction,
why
why
did
did
that
they
even
all
work?
die
They just,
of
their
cold
car
in
got picked
different
up
places?
and dropped in like 70 miles north, and they were like, "Run!"
And also hotwired at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
It's because the aliens wanted the car. They didn't know how to get it.
They were really trying to jack the car. And they're like, we should get out of here, boys.
So what do you think our final solved verdict is?
They were lovers.
They were
I back
lovers.
it, yeah.
Do you know what? I'm really
They-
liking the Yeti theory.
They wanted to.
Yeah, it was probably a Yeti.
Can we come back to that?
Maybe,
So let's come back to that.
maybe they were lovers with a Yeti.
Oh,
Maybe
and it was
the
like
Yeti
a
wants to watch.
sixum sort of thing going
Yeah,
on.
they found a cuck Yeti in the forest, and they thought, yes, G.
And then at some point the Yeti got jealous, maybe.
And then said, stop
Yeah.
eating
And
the
that's why they
food. And they
couldn't
said,
turn the heating
okay. Yes, yeah. Because Yeti's probably really cold. They're like
It was too
Dementors.
chilly for the
Yeah.
Yeti.
They bring like an aura of cold.
Or
Yes.
okay.
Should we drink?
Yeah, let's drink for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
what? Because we don't have a proper theory. Oh.
All right. We have one more case here.
Yes.
And it's one that I don't know that much about, but I know someone here knows a little bit about it at least. And you guys probably do as well. And it's the mystery of DB Cooper. You guys know this one.
Oh.
Who is that?
Have you not heard of this cold case?
These balls.
It's one of the most
Cooper.
infamous ones in.
Andy's been trying to get me to watch
In
a
our
video
lifetime.
on DB Cooper for weeks now.
Take it away, Andy.
It's just fascinating.
Yeah, why don't
isn't
you
it?
tell us about it, and I'll add anything that you didn't get in.
Well, obviously, you will need to refresh my memory.
Yes.
But essentially, it's about this guy who hijacked a plane.
Yes.
He wrote on his plane ticket that his name was Dan Cooper.
Mhm.
Hijacked a plane, and off the Pacific Northwest, from Seattle
Damn, you know
to
details. Or are you
sort
reading my screen?
Nevada. No, I'm not. From Seattle to Nevada, and at some point,
We might need to refresh my memory, but you know the airline number.
yeah, essentially he got $200,000, which is over $1 million in today's money.
Yeah.
And at some point he jumped off into the sort of northwest,
Yeah.
woodland, and which is pretty
Gone
massive.
forever.
So
Yeah. Disappeared.
Never found.
never
Yeah,
found.
I mean, pretty much. You're
Are you going to
kind
say
of right on
how
the
he
money
did
there.
it? Or
well, we don't know. We've never
No, no,
found
no,
any
he-
evidence in.
I'm saying like how he actually
Have you looked?
got the money and stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
he handed-
I'll go through that.
Okay.
So on November 24th, 1971, a man using the name Dan Cooper boarded a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland to Seattle. Actually, you got that wrong.
Ooh.
Yikes.
It's not even that big of a flight. That's like a pretty short flight. That's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Not that long.
45
It was so it was
minutes,
meant
an
to be
hour?
half an hour, but it ended up being 2 hours because of obviously he hijacked the plane saying he had a bomb.
Mhm.
So they were like, keep it flying, boys.
Yeah. So mid-flight, he handed a note to a flight attendant saying he had a bomb. Whether he actually did is unknown, and he demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck waiting in Seattle. After the plane landed and his demands were met, they fueled up with that fuel truck, and he let all the passengers off, but he kept the crew on board, and he instructed the pilots to take off again and head toward Mexico at a low altitude.
Mexico.
and somewhere over the Pacific Northwest forest, in bad weather and wearing a business suit, he opened the rear staircase of the Boeing 727 and parachuted out. And he was never seen again.
Cold.
So that's a drink for a
That's
disappearance.
so
That's a drink
sick,
for a
bro.
disappearance.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it is. And in 1980, so how many years later is that?
About 9.
Like
Nine years later, a boy digging on the riverbank found $5,880 of Cooper's ransom money, confirmed by serial numbers.
Nice.
No body, no chute, no suitcase, and no trace.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. I think he went for this fake Dan Cooper name. It was like a Canadian comic of like a parachute jumper, and he took like that name for his parachute.
Where does
plan.
the B come from?
I'm gonna say, what should we say?
It was a mix.
Benedict maybe?
Balls.
Or Balls.
It was a
Dan
mix
Balls
up.
Cooper.
So he let the passengers off the plane.
Yeah, he seems
opened
so
the
chill.
door. He
Yeah.
opened the door.
He was a really
Yeah.
good guy.
Would SWAT not just come in and wipe him out?
No, he didn't.
Nah,
No,
because
because
it
he
was
still
like
had a
back in
bomb
the
and
day. Yeah, he had a bomb and the crew.
the fuse for it.
And it was only 200
press.
grand in it. That's quite a lot back in the day, but you know. Also, he's so considerate because it was a half-hour flight.
Yeah.
Didn't delay it. Just got them to land anyway. Let everyone off. All
I
good.
think he probably did delay it by a bit.
Like a little bit, but not
yeah.
bad.
Not
And
major.
then he was like, right, guys, can we fly to Mexico now? And they were probably like, oh, long. This is going to be what, like 6-hour flight. Pacific Northwest Forest is like,
Not far.
it literally is just around Seattle. So he just jumped out like immediately and was like, yeah,
Yeah,
a bit, boys.
and also crew unscathed. He
They
just left
just-
them
they
be. He
just
was
turn
like,
around and land.
sorry guys, will you just drive me a little bit further?
He added like 40 minutes to their day for 200
Sounds
grand.
like a great guy.
no,
He's
and
so
like,
chill.
no one was hurt really.
Like I swear the
and everything,
descriptions
so-
of him on the plane were like he was like because he's in a suit. He was very
in
like
his
professional
40s.
looking and like it's kind of aura.
Do you think he was attractive? Was he attractive?
there's
should
drawing
see
of
this
him.
picture.
We
There's
do have
drawing of
pictures,
him. Yeah.
sketch photos.
But to be honest as well, how do you then go and close the door at altitude while you're flying a plane?
He didn't close it.
He looks a
opened it.
little bit
I
like
know, but
James
someone
Bond.
will have to close it to be able to like carry on the flight. And
Like, come
crew
around
to
here and
land
you can see a picture of him. Looks a bit like James Bond.
Damn, he's got aura.
He's got a little Daniel Craig about him.
He is a little bit ugly.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, his
but
eyes are a bit
he's
wonky
kind-
and his But you know, you don't want to be too like letting to do a robbery.
that was pretty. I mean, that's pretty nice. I mean, I don't think that'll work in today's economy. But it was a pretty cool plan, and
Yeah,
I kind of respect it. But then,
Yeah.
so apparently, they never found like the serial numbers of the other money that he had.
So it can't have
So
just gone back into
either-
circulation.
Yeah, so either he didn't really buy anything, or he was making like loads of little purchases that were like not traced.
Yeah.
Or he just kept the money. Yeah, like. And
But why would you do that if you're just
Exactly.
Where
Well,
would
I
he
mean,
have gone
yeah.
though? If he only got jumped out like over.
In the forest.
In the
So he
forest.
so he was flying from Portland to Seattle, and then he jumped out in the forest just around Seattle, basically, or around Portland.
Then was
He
one
probably
of
just
those
lives
miles ago.
around there, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, all right, I've
Or-
got
Well,
200
no,
grand
because
now.
he intended to go to Mexico City,
I know,
but they
but-
said it was too far, and they would need to refuel.
So where did he?
So he jumped
Oh.
out 20 minutes later instead of like 5 hours later.
I think he didn't actually.
They
intend to-
agreed on a different location
Yeah,
that
but-
wasn't Mexico City.
I think he must
because
have
that
not
was his
intended.
original proposition.
But if he wanted to
Yeah.
get there, why would he not just get as far close there as possible in the flight?
Yeah, what I'm
Well,
saying
that was
is,
just an arbitrary place. Like, take me to there because
Yeah.
obviously he knows that that it's going to be harder to search for him.
In Mexico,
what
yeah.
we're
Why
saying
stay
is,
in the
I
US?
think he was staying in that area because he was going to
they
go anywhere.
renegotiated.
He was going to go anywhere because he could just jump out in 20 minutes time and
Yeah.
like be where he wants to be. He doesn't care where they go, which is why he'd be fine with the
But how is he
negotiation.
this
Did
was
he
at
not want to go to
nighttime. How
Mexico
is he
to
going to know the
evade
exact
the police
location of?
and-
Oh, I live there. Let me jump out now.
Maybe
You know,
because he wants to evade the police if he's hijacked a plane.
Yeah,
Would he
I
not
imagine
want
he
to
didn't go
Mexico?
to where he like lives and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
He
exactly.
wouldn't go to where he lives. He would
And like,
try and
so,
escape.
you know, the other thing is that like some people say that maybe he had like someone waiting for him on the floor, but the fact that he had to change locations, like
Why would he not just go there anyway from the ground? Why did he have to hijack a plane for that? Because surely
I
he's
think it
not
was
that far
like
from
less traceable to just have him jump out randomly in Paris.
Yeah, because they're not going to go, oh, he jumped out at this exact spot. And he
Yeah.
can
They would
land
have. Surely they would have. The crew would have been like, yeah,
there.
he
Nah, it was
jumped
like the
out over
70s,
here.
mate. Confused. They were just
They
like,
were
yeah,
like
we
doing
were flying for
nothing
like
back in
20
the
minutes.
70s.
They all
Yeah.
had coordinates.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point. But they literally have never found him. And like, I mean, you know, some people like maybe he just died. Like maybe he
Maybe
just like
he's ex-CIA.
I definitely don't think
That's
he
the
died.
theory.
yeah. A big theory is
Ex-army.
that he was like ex like army or CIA or something
Military.
like, and he
Maybe
knew a lot.
he was meant to do it.
He clearly knew a lot about planes
Maybe it
because
was a
like
Russian's weapon test.
you know when he was
Yeah.
talking to the crew and stuff like that, he was like demanding like very specific stuff from them.
Yeah.
and he clearly knew what he was talking about.
was
when
a
he was
Boeing
talking.
Like these people could be
737,
found. I just think maybe sometimes they don't want them to be found.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Why
I mean,
would
to be
that-
fair, with this, like, it's not even that deep. Like, you wouldn't put that much effort into finding him because realistically, what,
Yeah.
like, it was
The
200
FBI
grand
spent-
and kind of chill.
They spent like hundreds of thousands looking for him.
Why would you do that?
Did they? Or
They
did they just
lost.
appear
It's a
to?
net
Well, no, they
loss, bro.
ended their search in 2016, so that was
Whoa.
that was like
Did they actually search, or did they just
decades after
appear
he
to
did it.
search?
I'm speechless.
If I was DB Cooper, I'd
In it,
make a
bro.
podcast.
And now we're here.
Yeah, it's me, DB
It's me,
Cooper.
guys, from the
D
1970s.
stands for
What's he going to do with
Declan.
200 grand in the forest anyway?
Oh, yeah, I imagine he
Forest,
probably
buy some-
intended to
buy
leave the
some
forest
wood.
I
at
reckon
some
what
point.
he'd probably do is like just boss out the forest for a bit. Because also, obviously, our last two stories have also been someone gets lost in the wilderness and dies, but that's when it's really cold. He probably did it. Do we know what time of year?
I can find out.
I know you
'cause-
say that,
Yeah.
Declan.
Oh,
but
it's November.
there was a
Oh, so it'd be a bit chilly actually.
manhunt
Did I make
for
that
him,
up?
like really soon after he,
Yeah.
pretty much like
Yeah, it was
exactly
November.
after he did it. And
Which-
no evidence was found. I'm not even talking a body. I'm not talking like
Not even a parachute.
not even like a cigarette butt, because this guy was a smoker. He smoked on the
Where was the parachute? You cut yourself out of parachute. Where was it?
exactly no evidence.
Maybe he buried it.
And he
The,
took
the
the
only
bomb
thing
with
that
him as
was
well.
found was that money, but
I
that,
don't
I
think
think
he had
that
a
was
bomb.
like near the landing spot. Maybe he just like.
But I still don't know why he would have jumped out so close to where he got on. If he was trying to get somewhere else.
Because he was just eager to get on the floor. He needed to obviously get off the plane because when the plane landed, the FBI are going to be there waiting for him.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is he could have gone as far away as possible.
People here.
He
Yeah,
didn't
cool.
have to.
We'll
he could
finish
have
up.
got as close to
People
the border
act
with a different
irrationally.
country.
It's,
Border
you
with a
know.
different country. I don't think this guy would have been unrationable.
Yeah.
Ir-
All right. Well, that's all we got time for today, guys. Sorry about that.
Oh,
yeah.
painful.
But to be
Final
fair, we made good time and we skipped all the music, and so I think we
Yeah,
got through everything we
not
wanted
bad
to get through. So make sure to follow us on Instagram at Redshift Radio to interact with and see what's going on with the show. In our Instagram bio, you can find both our Spotify and YouTube, where the episodes will be posted for you to watch on demand. I try and upload these episodes every Tuesday, so go over there when you get the chance. And while you're there, go rate our Spotify 5 stars and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help me out a ton. And if you like the content I'm producing, why not support me? If you're watching on YouTube and Spotify, the live show is 12 till 1 every Saturday. Come and join us live. It's way more fun, and you can message into the show when we're on air. Again, the link to that is in the Instagram bio. I have one more show scheduled before Christmas break. I am very busy with uni at the moment. There's a chance I won't have time to plan an episode, but hopefully I do. But either this episode or next episode will be the last one before Christmas and the last episode in season 1 of Redshift Radio. Keep an eye out on our socials for updates on that. We've got loads of ideas and plans for season 2, and it's going to be even better. Thank you for our wonderful guests, and thank you to anyone viewing at home. We got a couple more drink messages in, so everyone's got to finish their drink.
Thanks, I'm drunk.
That's all from me. I would play one last song, but it's broken. So
Long.
I'm going to leave it to the people next after me to figure it out. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.